The void. Awakens, the day Earth stood alone. Captain Maya Cross gripped the command console as another shockwave rattled through her frigate. The warning lights painted her face red in the darkness of the bridge. Outside the viewport, Earth hung like a blue marble, beautiful and fragile. Above it, death approached. The Kethran Armada had arrived 3 hours ago. 60 warships materialized from hyperspace at the edge of lunar orbit. Their hulls were crystalline, sharp angles that caught starlight like frozen lightning. They didn't send demands. They didn't negotiate. They simply advanced in perfect formation, weapons charging with an eerie purple glow. Maya's fleet consisted of 12 ships, 12 against 60. The math was brutal and simple. They were outgunned, outmanned, and out of time. "Commander, their lead dreadnoughts are charging main batteries," reported Lieutenant Chen from Tactical. His voice stayed steady, but his knuckles were white on the console edge. Estimated firing range in 4 minutes. Maya looked at the holographic display. The Kethran fleet moved like a spear aimed at Earth's heart. Behind her planet, civilian evacuation ships scrambled to reach the lunar colonies. Millions of lives depended on buying time. Minutes. That's all they needed. "Just minutes, all ships, Delta formation," Maya commanded. "Focus fire on their forward escorts. We make them work for every meter." Her crew moved with practiced precision. They were Earth Defense Force, the last line. Each of them knew this might be their final stand. But none hesitated. The first exchange of fire lit up the void. Human railgun rounds streaked toward the alien fleet, while purple energy beams carved through space. One of Maya's corvettes exploded instantly, a bright flash that faded to nothing. Then another. The Kethrans pressed forward, shields absorbing most of the human weapons fire. "We're not even scratching them," Chen said quietly. Maya's jaw tightened. He was right. Their weapons were designed for pirates and rogue asteroids, not military dreadnoughts from a species that had conquered 12 star systems. Earth had been at peace for too long. They'd forgotten that the universe wasn't kind. The signal from below. Then something changed. Every screen on the bridge flickered. Static washed through the communications array. Maya's earpiece crackled with interference that sounded almost rhythmic, like a heartbeat. "What the hell?" Chen worked his console frantically. "I'm getting massive electromagnetic interference. Sources terrestrial. Coming from Earth's surface." "That's impossible," said Navigator Reeves. "Nothing on Earth could generate a pulse this strong." "It's jamming half our systems." Maya stared at the planet below. The interference grew stronger. On the tactical display, a new signature appeared. Not from space. "From the ocean, sonar contact." Chen's voice rose with confusion. "Pacific Ocean coordinates locked on the Mariana Trench. Something's rising. Something big." The ocean's surface began to glow. At first, Maya thought it was reflection from the battle above. Then she realized the light came from beneath, a blue-white radiance that grew brighter with each passing second, spreading across hundreds of square kilometers. The Kethran fleet noticed too. Their advance slowed. Their formation tightened. Then the water exploded upward. Rise of the Leviathan, it came from the deep like a continent deciding to fly. Water cascaded off its hull in waterfalls that caught moonlight. The ship was massive beyond comprehension. Maya's instruments screamed as they tried to calculate its dimensions. 5 kilometers long, 2 kilometers wide, hull composition unknown, power signature off every scale. The Supercarrier rose on pillars of blue flame that boiled the ocean beneath it. Its hull was dark metal, seamless and smooth with patterns etched across its surface that seemed to shift in the light. No windows. No obvious weapons. Just brutal absolute mass. Maya couldn't breathe. "Nobody on the bridge could. What is that?" Reeves whispered. The carrier continued rising, shedding ocean water like a awakening god. It climbed through the atmosphere with impossible grace for something so large. No human ship that size should even be able to enter atmosphere, let alone leave it. The engineering required was beyond their civilization's capability, or so they'd thought. "I'm receiving a transmission," Chen said, his hands shaking on the controls. "Audio only. It's addressed to all Earth Defense Force vessels." "Put it through," Maya ordered. A voice filled the bridge. Male, calm, with an accent Maya couldn't place. "Earth Defense Force, this is the Leviathan. We have tactical control. Maintain defensive positions around evacuation routes. Do not interfere with our operations." The transmission ended. "Wait, what?" Chen looked at Maya. "Did they just tell us to stand down?" Maya had no answer. The Leviathan had reached orbital altitude now, positioning itself between Earth and the Kethran fleet. Its size made the alien dreadnoughts look like toys. The first strike, the Kethrans fired first. 20 purple beams lanced out, concentrated on the Leviathan's bow. The energy weapons struck with enough force to vaporize mountains. The beams hit and diffracted across the carrier's hull in harmless ripples of light. Not shields. The hull itself simply absorbed the attack. Then the Leviathan responded. Sections of its hull opened. Not hatches or doors, but the metal itself seemed to flow aside like liquid, revealing what lay beneath. Maya glimpsed structures inside that hurt to look at, geometric shapes that her brain couldn't quite process. Something launched. Dozens of somethings. Small craft, sleek and angular, poured from the carrier in swarms. They moved with impossible agility, darting between the Kethran ships like angry hornets. But these weren't fighter craft. They were drones. Autonomous, coordinated, deadly. The drones didn't fire conventional weapons. They attached to the Kethran hulls and simply collapsed them. Maya watched as a crystalline dreadnought folded in on itself, its structure failing from the molecular level. No explosion, no fire. The ship just crumpled like paper and went dark. Another Kethran vessel tried to maneuver away. A drone matched its trajectory and released a pulse. The alien ship's lights died. Systems failed. It drifted dead in space, crew trapped inside a tomb of their own making. "They're not destroying them," Chen observed, horrified fascination in his voice. "They're neutralizing them. Complete system shutdown." Maya understood the implication. The Leviathan could destroy the entire Kethran fleet in seconds if it wanted. But it wasn't. It was sending a message. This is what we can do. Imagine what we choose not to. The Kethran fleet broke formation. Ships scattered in all directions, their perfect military discipline shattered by primal fear. Some tried to jump to hyperspace. The Leviathan released another pulse and their drives died before they could activate. Others fired wildly, desperation replacing strategy. It was over in 11 minutes. 60 Kethran warships drifted in orbit around Earth, powerless but intact. Not a single one escaped. The Leviathan's drones returned to their mothership, flowing back into its hull like water finding its level. The truth revealed. Maya's communications lit up. Emergency channels, command frequencies, every Earth Defense Force vessel demanding answers. But Maya only had questions. "Get me a direct line to that carrier," she ordered. Chen worked his console. "Channel open." "They're responding." The same calm voice returned. "Captain Cross of the EDF Vigilance. You wish to speak." "Who are you?" Maya asked. "That ship. That technology. Where did it come from?" A pause. Then, "We are human, Captain. As human as you." The Leviathan was built in secret over 40 years. Project Oceanic Sentinel. A contingency plan for the day Earth would need ultimate defense. 40 years? Maya's mind reeled. "That's impossible. We don't have this technology." "Nobody does." "We didn't," the voice agreed. "We developed it. In isolation, in secret. While Earth enjoyed peace, we prepared for war. We studied every alien technology we could acquire through trade and espionage. We reverse-engineered. We innovated. We built something that would ensure our survival." Maya looked at the massive carrier hanging in space like a monument to human determination. "Why keep it secret from us?" "From your own people?" "Because peace is fragile, Captain. If the galaxy knew Earth possessed this level of military capability, we would never have known peace at all. We would have been a threat, a target. This way we appeared weak, harmless, until the moment we needed to show our teeth." The logic was cold but sound. Maya understood it even as part of her recoiled from the deception. "The Kethrans came to test us," the voice continued. "They chose Earth because they thought we were easy prey, soft, unprepared. They were wrong." "What happens now?" Maya asked. "Now?" There was something almost like humor in the voice. "Now the galaxy learns a new truth. Earth is not defenseless, humanity is not weak, and anyone who threatens our home will face the Leviathan." The transmission ended. Maya stood on her bridge staring at the supercarrier that had changed everything. Around Earth, the disabled Kethran fleet drifted in silent testimony. The evacuation ships completed their run safely. No more human lives were lost. But Maya knew this was just the beginning. The secret was out. Earth had shown its hidden weapon. Questions would follow, investigations, demands for explanations. And somewhere in the depths of that massive ship, humans like her had spent decades preparing for this exact moment. living in secret, building in silence, waiting for the day their planet would need them. That day had come. The Leviathan hung in orbit, dark and powerful, a promise and a warning written in metal and technology. Earth was no longer the weak link in the galactic chain. They had become something else entirely, something dangerous, something that would make the stars think twice before threatening humanity again. Maya looked at her crew. They stared back, faces mixed with relief, confusion, and awe. "Set course for standard orbit," she ordered. "And someone get me a line to Earth Command. They have a lot of explaining to do." As her ship moved into formation, Maya took one last look at the Leviathan. Its hull caught starlight, those strange patterns seeming to pulse with life. Humanity had built a legend in secret, and now the legend had awakened. Titans of Earth Inside. The legend, the docking bay of the Leviathan, was unlike anything Maya had ever seen. Her shuttle passed through an energy membrane that rippled like water, sealing behind them without any physical door. Inside, the bay stretched for what seemed like kilometers. Rows of drones sat in perfect formation, their sleek bodies gleaming under lights that had no visible source. The walls themselves seemed to glow with a soft blue luminescence. "This doesn't look like any human ship I've ever seen," Chen muttered beside her. He'd insisted on accompanying Maya despite her orders to stay with the Vigilance. She was glad for the company now. A figure waited for them at the landing platform. A woman, perhaps 60 years old, wearing a uniform Maya didn't recognize. Black with silver trim, no insignia, no rank markers. Her hair was steel gray, pulled back sharply. Her eyes were the color of storm clouds and just as hard. "Captain Cross, Lieutenant Chen. Welcome aboard the Leviathan. I am Director Sarah Vance, commander of this vessel." Her voice was the same calm tone from the transmission, though now Maya could hear the weight of years behind it. "Director?" Maya stepped off the shuttle. "Not Captain?" "This ship doesn't follow traditional naval hierarchy," Vance replied. "We operate outside standard military structure. By necessity." She turned and began walking. "Follow me. You have questions. I'll provide answers." They moved through corridors that seemed organic, flowing. The walls curved without sharp angles. The floor absorbed their footsteps without echo. Everything felt alive somehow, as if the ship itself was breathing. "How many crew?" Maya asked. 4,312, Vance answered without hesitation. Scientists, engineers, pilots, tactical officers. Many were recruited as children from families who volunteered for the program. Others came later, choosing to leave their lives behind to serve in secret. "Children?" Chen's voice carried shock. "You raised kids on this thing?" "We raised them to save Earth," Vance said simply. "They were born into purpose." Some resented it. Most understood the necessity. All of them are here by choice now. She paused at a wide viewport. "Look." Beyond the transparent metal, Earth filled half the view. The planet rotated slowly, clouds swirling over oceans and continents. Beautiful, fragile, worth protecting. 42 years ago, Earth made first contact with the Yaltec Consortium, Vance began. Peaceful traders, friendly. They shared technology, culture, information. The galaxy seemed welcoming, but a few people in Earth's government asked harder questions. What if it wasn't? What if humanity's weakness was being measured? Maya listened, her attention fixed on Vance's face. Project Oceanic Sentinel began in secret. Black budget. No oversight. We took the best minds from every field. Built a facility in the Mariana Trench where no satellite could see. And we started working on the impossible. A ship that could defend Earth against any threat. Not just match alien technology, but exceed it. How? Maya asked. Reverse engineering alien tech takes decades, centuries. You're saying you did it in 40 years? Vance's expression shifted slightly. Almost a smile. We didn't just reverse engineer, Captain. We innovated. Human creativity applied to alien principles. We found solutions they never considered because we think differently. We're younger, hungrier, more desperate. The heart of the beast they entered what Vance called the command sphere. It wasn't a bridge in any traditional sense. The room was circular, perhaps 50 meters in diameter. No consoles. No screens. Instead, holographic displays floated in the air like three-dimensional paintings. Crew members moved between them, manipulating data with gestures that looked like conducting music. At the center stood a column of light that pulsed rhythmically. Data flowed through it in streams of color that hurt Maya's eyes if she looked too long. "What is that?" Chen asked, transfixed. "The heart of the Leviathan," Vance said. "Quantum processing core. It manages every system simultaneously. Weapons, propulsion, life support, tactical analysis. It processes information faster than anything humanity has built before. Faster than most alien systems, too." Maya approached the column carefully. She could feel something emanating from it. Not heat exactly. Something else. Like standing near something alive and vast. "Is it artificial intelligence?" "Not quite," Vance said. "It's more like augmented intelligence. Human decision-making enhanced by quantum processing. The ship responds to our crew's intentions. We don't command it. We guide it," a young officer approached. Maybe 25 years old, with dark skin and eyes that held the same determined look as Vance. "Director, Catherine Fleet is attempting communication. They're requesting negotiation terms." "Put it through," Vance ordered. A holographic face appeared in the air. Alien. Catherine. Crystalline features that refracted light into rainbows. Its voice was translated into English by the ship's systems. "Human vessel, we acknowledge your superiority. We request immediate departure from this system. No further hostility." Vance studied the alien commander for a long moment. "Your fleet came to conquer. You fired on Earth's defenders without provocation. Why should we allow you to leave?" "Because we were mistaken." The Catherine's face showed something that might have been fear. "We believed Earth was weak, unprotected. We were wrong. We will report this to the Catherine High Command. They will not return." "No," Vance said quietly. "They won't, because you won't tell them what happened here. Not the truth anyway." The alien commander's features shifted. "Confusion, maybe." "Explain." "You will return to your people and tell them that Earth is under the protection of an ancient guardian, a weapon left behind by a long-dead civilization. You will say that attacking Earth means facing technology beyond your comprehension. You will make Earth too dangerous to threaten." Maya understood immediately. Genius. If the galaxy thought Earth had found ancient alien tech, they'd leave humanity alone out of fear of what else might be hidden. But if they knew humans had built the Leviathan themselves, it would start an arms race. Every species would try to match or exceed human innovation. The Catherine was silent for a moment. "Then this is acceptable. We will spread this warning. No one will threaten Earth." "Good," Vance said. "Your ships will be repaired enough to reach your territory. Then you leave and never return. Understood?" "Understood, human. We will remember this, Mercy." The transmission ended. New arrivals before Maya could speak, alarms sounded. Not loud, just a soft pulse of sound that made every crew member snap to attention. "Director," the young officer called out. "Multiple hyperspace signatures. Incoming vessels. 23 contacts. Classification pending." Vance moved to the tactical display. Maya followed. Chen right behind her. The hologram showed Earth's orbit, and the new arrivals materializing from hyperspace. But these weren't Catherine ships. "Identify," Vance commanded, scanning now. Configuration matches Vraxian Confederacy. Additional contacts. Talman Empire. "And Director, we have Yaltec Consortium ships. They're all here." Maya's blood ran cold. 3 major alien powers arriving simultaneously. This wasn't coincidence. This was response. Word had already spread about the Leviathan. About Earth's hidden weapon. "Are they hostile?" Chen asked. The tactical officer shook her head. "Negative. They're maintaining distance, broadcasting on standard diplomatic frequencies. They're requesting. They want to talk." Vance laughed. Actually laughed. A sound that held no humor, only grim satisfaction. They want to talk. After decades of treating Earth like a backwater. After the Catherines thought we were easy prey. Now they want to talk. "What do we do?" Maya asked. Vance turned to face her fully. "We show them exactly what humanity is capable of. Chen, signal Earth Command. Tell them to prepare diplomatic channels. Every major power is about to take us seriously." She looked back at the hologram showing the gathered alien fleets. "Captain Cross, I want your opinion. As someone who wasn't part of this project, do you think we did the right thing, building this in secret?" Maya considered the question carefully. She thought about the battle, the lives saved, the Catherine fleet floating powerless but intact, the mercy shown even in overwhelming victory. She thought about the decades of deception, the families who lived in secret, the children raised for a purpose they didn't choose. I think you did what was necessary, Maya said finally. I don't know if it was right, but it was necessary. And it worked, Vance nodded slowly. That's the burden we carry. Not righteousness, just necessity. She turned to her crew. Open channels to all incoming vessels. Let's teach the galaxy who we really are. The demonstration, the Leviathan moved, not with thrusters or visible propulsion. It simply transitioned from one position to another, appearing kilometers away in an instant. Maya felt nothing. No acceleration, no inertia. One moment they were in standard orbit. The next they hung between Earth and the gathered alien fleets. How? Chen whispered. Spatial displacement, Vance explained. We don't move through space. We move space itself. Short range only, but enough. The alien fleets maintained their distance. Cautious, respectful. Maya pulled up the communication logs on a nearby holographic display. Messages were flooding in from every ship. Requests for diplomatic contact. Offers of trade, technology exchanges. Defensive pacts Earth had been ignored for decades. Now everyone wanted to be humanity's friend. They're afraid, Maya said. Good, Vance replied. Fear creates respect. Respect creates peace, for a while at least. She activated the communication array. This is Director Sarah Vance of the Earth vessel Leviathan to all gathered fleets. Earth acknowledges your diplomatic requests. We will arrange formal negotiations through proper channels. For now, understand this simple truth. Earth is no longer a minor player in galactic affairs. We have the capability to defend ourselves. We have the will to do so, and we have the wisdom to seek peace when possible. She paused, letting the words sink in across multiple translation systems. But make no mistake, if Earth or her interests are threatened, we will respond with overwhelming force. The Kethrin fleet learned this lesson. We hope no one else needs to. She gestured to the tactical officer. The Leviathan's hull opened again. This time, instead of drones, something else emerged. Larger craft. Sleek warships that dwarfed the drones but were still small compared to the carrier itself. 12 of them arranged in formation around the Leviathan like guards around a queen. These are our frigate-class vessels, Vance announced to the alien fleets. Each one carries enough firepower to neutralize a standard dreadnought. We have 50 more still inside the carrier, and this is only one Leviathan. Maya's head snapped toward Vance. One? There are more? Vance met her gaze steadily. 3 more. Under construction in facilities across Earth's oceans. They'll be operational within 5 years. By the time the galaxy decides how to respond to this one, we'll have 4. The implications crashed through Maya's mind like a wave. Earth wasn't just revealing a hidden weapon. They were announcing themselves as a major military power. The balance of the entire galaxy had shifted in a single day. The new reality hours later, Maya stood again at the viewport. Chen had returned to the Vigilance to manage their crew. Vance remained beside her in silence. What happens to people like me? Maya asked quietly. The regular defense forces. Are we obsolete now? No, Vance said firmly. You're more important than ever. The Leviathan is a deterrent, a weapon of last resort, but Earth still needs defenders. Patrols, diplomats, officers who understand both combat and compassion. People who weren't raised in secret on a warship. She looked at Maya. People like you remind us why we built this thing in the first place. Not for conquest. For protection. Maya absorbed that. The Kethrins will spread the story you told them. About ancient technology. But eventually, someone will figure out the truth. That humans built this ourselves, I know, Vance said. When that day comes, we'll face it. Maybe there will be an arms race. Maybe war. Or maybe seeing what humanity accomplished will inspire cooperation instead of fear. We can't control how others respond. We can only control what we do. And what will we do? Vance smiled. A real smile this time. Tired but genuine. We'll keep building. Keep innovating. Keep protecting Earth. And maybe, just maybe, we'll show the galaxy that being human means something. That we're creative and dangerous and compassionate all at once. That we can build legends and have the wisdom not to use them unless we must. Below them, Earth continued its slow rotation, unchanged by the events in orbit, unaware that its children had built miracles in the deep ocean. That humanity had stepped from the shadows and claimed its place among the stars. The alien fleets began departing one by one, not in fear now, but in respect. They would return with diplomats, with offers, with the acknowledgement that Earth could no longer be ignored or threatened. Maya thought about her crew on the Vigilance, about the lives saved today, about the future that stretched ahead, uncertain but no longer fragile. "Director," she said, "thank you for building this, for keeping us safe." Vance nodded. "Thank you for fighting when we couldn't reveal ourselves yet, for holding the line, for being the kind of human worth protecting." They stood together in silence as the stars wheeled overhead and Earth turned below. The Leviathan hummed around them, alive with purpose and power. A legend no longer hidden, a promise kept. Humanity had awakened its titans, and the galaxy would never forget.